Today's Conquest Community Shoutout goes to HAQUI. They are a unique first-person cinematic-based roleplay channel situated in a Conquest setting, showcasing their amazing builds with the use of clever ambiance sounds and brilliant story-based walks. They truly provide something quite entertaining to watch. Help the Conquest community thrive by supporting other content creators. Now back to the video. Hey guys, it's DuconRed1 and welcome to another Ardacraft showcase. Today we are checking out Dunland, which culture and style is based off of the Iron Age Celts. Ardacraft never ceases to amaze me with the amount of builds and diversity of styles. If you are unfamiliar with Ardacraft, it is a project that is recreating Middle-earth from the Tolkien Lord of the Rings universe, foundation on a massive custom map developed over the course of 10 years. This project is truly an achievement. Dunland really has some great inspiration to offer, so let's get right into this and discover its secrets. We are joined again by Fornad, 10-year Conquest veteran, lead terrain developer, and owner of this incredible server.
Hello Ducon, good to have you back on the server. Today we're going to be looking at Dunland, which is an area not many people know about outside of the films. So Dunland is a hilly land to the southwest of the Misty Mountains. It is northwest of Isengard and Rohan, and far to the south of the Shire. Dunland has been inhabited by people known as the Dunlandings for around 5,000 years, ever since the mid-Second Age. Their ancestors fled there when the Númenóreans cut down their forests they had been living in to the west. Around the same time, they also came to inhabit Calenarthon, the land that would later become known as Rohan. Around 500 years ago, when Rohan was granted to the Rohirrim by Gondor, the Rohirrim drove the Dunlandings out of their fertile plains in order to settle there themselves. This led to their centuries-long hatred of the Rohirrim, which culminated in their alliance with Saruman during the War of the Ring. Our primary influence for the Dunlanding style was that of Iron Age Britain. The Rohirrim are most similar to the Anglo-Saxons, and so it made sense for the Dunlandings to be similar to an older culture that was eventually subsumed by the Anglo-Saxon invaders. This style is characterized by roundhouses and settlements surrounded by earthen walls and ditches.
The first thing to mention about the Celtic or Briton Iron Age style is the roundhouses. Their thatched cone-shaped roofs were spacious and generally speaking would house large families, at times extended family as well. They would heat their homes with a fire pit centered in the middle of the structure. The funnel shape of the roundhouse was ideal to capture the warmth generated by the flames, expelling smoke through the vent at its top. The walls of these houses would typically be made with a mixture of wattle and daub, or sticks and mud, in other words. Before the age of castles and sophisticated stone architectural knowledge, the Iron Age cultures built hill forts and fortified villages utilizing earthen walls, sometimes a system of multiple mounds with ditches between. Some cobbled stone walls were also somewhat common, but the more frequent earthen defenses posed a more affordable option. Ardacraft does a great job conveying multiple shapes and styles of these hill forts and fortified settlements, each one unique from the other and appropriately designed to best fit their geographical location.
So now we're going to move on to look at specific locations in Dunland. Now Dunland is a land of many different unique locations, and we're going to look at them one by one, each significant warp. So as there was little specific law for the settlements and political organization of the Dunlandings, we decided to split them up into 5 tribes. The first one is the Plains tribe, represented by a bull's head on their banner. They live in mostly open, flat moorland in the west of Dunland. The region is not very forested, which means there's a lack of wood, and the sandstone found in the hills is not a reliable building material. For this reason, the walls are made of mud and generally kept very low. They farm more crops than any other tribe due to their open land. and they are separated into 3 clans, each with their own location. These are Lochfiar, Khoisaban, and Maidun. The West Tribe is represented by an eagle on their banner. They live in the heather-covered foothills of Dunland, dotted with dense spruce forests and treacherous bogs. Shepherding is more prevalent here. They are divided into 2 clans, each independently ruled, from Riasach and Cayukel, which are 2 hill forts. The South Tribe, represented by a boar on their banner, live in both Ardfuing and Cartrefi. This is the trade hub of Dunland, and there are many traders who pass through the region. They use more hill forts due to the terrain being suited to it, and they have more small homesteads dotted around their tribal terrain. Their farming is mostly pastoral, with a few crops being farmed here and there. The Central Tribe is represented by a ram's head on their banner. They're the poorest of the 5 tribes, and they live closest to the Misty Mountains. They are, however, the most politically unified under a strong chieftain who rules from Dun Foyad. They were once allies with a tribe that inhabited northern Dunland, but due to plague and proximity to orc raids, that tribe is now gone, and only ruins remain. Finally, the Isengard Tribe. This tribe is made up of the relatively small number of Dunlandings who live in Nan Kuranir, the Valley of the Wizard, near Isengard. They have lived there since before Saruman came to Orthanc, and are now entirely loyal to him. Some of their people are senior soldiers in his army, or consist of his servants in Orthanc. So we're going to move on now to some couple of special locations in Dunland. So the first of those being Thrall's Halls. After the fall of Erebor to Smaug, a small contingent of dwarves travelled with the exiled King Thrall, including his son Thrain and his grandson Thorin. They wandered for a few years, but came to settle in Dunland and lived there for about 20 years, carving out a small hole in the process. They provided smithing and road-making services for the Dunlandings, and in return were given food. Thrall eventually went north with the servants to try to take back Moria, but was slain by an orc. This began the War of Dwarves and Orcs, in which all the dwarven clans united to wage war against the orcs in the Misty Mountains. After great sacrifice and slaughter, the war was won, and Thrain led his folk west to settle in the Blue Mountains, leaving their small home in Dunland behind. However, the place is still revered by the local Dunlandings as a source of their greater smithing ability and the road-making services that the dwarves provided them. Finally, to the north of Thrall's Halls, there is a small gathering place for the tribes. Once a year after harvest season, representatives from the various tribes travel to this valley. The main event consists of religious ceremonies and offerings to the gods and spirits that the Dunlandings worship, but a lot of other things go on as well. Any disputes that have arisen over the year between the tribes are sorted out, justice is dispensed to wrongdoers, marriages are held, and traders, craftsmen, storytellers, and travellers attend the festival. It is overall a time of celebration for the tribes.
Well, if you really like the Dunland style and you want to see more from a first-person perspective, feel free to watch the second, more thorough video exclusively listed in the description. If you want to find out more about Ardacraft and their project as a whole, visit their website and join their Discord, again listed in the description. Ardacraft is always looking for more builders to help make this project, so don't be shy and let them know you might be interested in bringing Tolkien's Middle-earth to life. As for the textures and mod used in this video, we are using the Conquest Reforged mod. Clearly, you can see the benefits of having thousands of additional textures and models added to the game. Download the mod for yourself and bring your creative dreams to life. With that all being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Till then, bye-bye.